Alright, you should have already created this that you see here in our step 1. Now we're going to do a little bit of a practice activity. So down here at the bottom, you'll notice you have these tabs down here. And if you double click on them, you can call them whatever you want. So the first one should be called, lemonade. Alright, and you're going to double click on the second one. We're going to call it practice. Now on the practice activity, I want you to, these are baseball stats. So we're going to do some formulas using these baseball stats of players that played at Lincoln in 2014. So I want you to enter all the stuff that you see right here on yours. So you might have to pause the video and then enter it all for me. Okay, but you learned how to do everything on here. Everything that you see on here, coloring in the cells, adding these borders. We learned how to do it all on the first lemonade. Okay, and then just type the numbers that you see in here. So once again, if you've forgotten, you use this paint bucket and these borders up here to add the colors in the borders as you see. Okay, so type that in for me. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to do two formulas. We're going to do the average, so a batting average in baseball is kind of a big deal. And then we're going to do a totals. We're going to sum everything up. So we're going to come over here to cell K4, and we're going to figure out what Joe Abeda's batting average was for 2014. Now the first thing you need to do when doing any kind of formula is on your keyboard, you're going to hit equals. And that tells the program that we're about to enter a formula. Okay? We're about to enter a formula. So we're going to go equals. We're going to go back over here to at bats, excuse me, we're going to go to hits. You're going to click on hits, so you're going to click on E4. Okay, E4. And we're going to use the slash key, the divided by key on your keyboard. And you're going to click on C4, which is the number of at-bats that he had for a season. So we have hits being divided by at-bats. There's the formula you can see. And you hit enter, and it tells you that it's 0.73. Now a lot of yours may look like this or something like this, a lot of decimals. Okay, now come up here, if you come up here to the top, you can decrease decimal places. So you're going to click it until you only have 3 decimals behind the point, behind the 0 here. And the average was 273. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for each one. So we're going to come down to Joseph Salazar, do the same thing. Equals, hits, hits, divided by his at-bats, enter, 0.294, adjust your decimals, and Robert Gura equals hits divided by at-bats, enter, 349, equals hits divided by at-bats, enter. Okay, so you got to have the formulas here though. Don't just punch the numbers in. I won't give you credit for it. Okay, so those are the batting averages for each one. Now we're going to total it up. So we have individual numbers here. We know that these are the amount of games they played. And you can see how many each person played. Okay, but we're not even going to total that one up. But we're going to do it bats here. So here's how many times each person batted during the season. But I want to know what the total is. If this was my whole team, what would be the total at bats? So you're going to click down here on C8 underneath. You're going to click up here on this functions key, which looks like a backwards E. You're going to go to sum. Now it puts it in here for you. This makes it easier. So it's just asking you now, which ones do you want me to add up? So you're going to highlight all the ones above, hit enter, and it shows you, there you go, this is 159. There was 100, we had 159 at-bats this season. Now we're going to come over here to R, which is runs, and do the same thing. Sum, highlight it, enter. We come to hits, same thing. And you're going to do it for each one. Okay, we're going to do it for each one. Whoops, I messed up here somewhere. We come back here. So I entered the wrong one. So you can always click up here and change them. This should be E. There we go. Okay, so that's more accurate. All right, add these up. Man, it keeps messing up on me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to change it again. All right, so you do the sum. You do the sum for each column. Add them all up, okay? Now when you get over here to the last one, you're going to do the batting average for the entire team. And I already have the data on here. I'm not going to do these, but you need to do them before you turn it in. Do the sum for each one, but I'm going to do the batting average for the team. Now I'm not going to do the sum, we're not going to add them up, we're going to do the same formula we did for each player, hits divided by at-bats, but we're just going to do the totals. So we'll go equals, hits, divided by at-bats, enter, team batting average, 277. Now what you'll find that's so convenient about this, where as a baseball coach like I am, instead of having to change the numbers and recalculate it all the time, if Joe Abeda here was to get 4 more hits, and we changed it, he had 4 more at-bats, and he got 3 more hits during the season, you'll see that his batting average changes, and it calculates it out for me, and then it also calculates the team batting average, the new team batting average, and also changes the totals for me too. So all I have to do is change the numbers, and it calculates everything for me. All right, that's it for this one. Move on to the next video. If you have any questions, let me know.